Hello everyone, you are watching Naresh IAS Academy YouTube channel. Now I am going to discuss second part on history of Mewar. In the part 1, I have discussed the literal history of the Mewar under the Guhil and Sisodia rulers, and I have started the first founder of the Guhil, Bappa Rabal, up to the Sisodia rulers, Maharana Kumbha. In this video, we will try to understand relationship of Mewar state with the Mughals and East India Company. How the Mewar state maintain their foreign or the diplomatic relationship, and finally East India Company or British government make their dominance over the Mewar state, and up to the independence of India in 1947. What was the political status of Mewar states? These are the different aspects. Now I will explain. Okay, let's start. This is the history of Mewar, volume 2. You may contact for the offline classes or IAS and RAS mains exam, and you may listen and take help from our website and YouTube channel, where I have literally discussed the entire General Studies question paper 1 and question paper 2 for the IAS mains exam, and in Hindi medium entire Rajasthan GK GS I have already discussed. The history of Mewar in the second volume, Mewar versus Mughal. Mewar versus Mughal. First, the relationship started the ruler of Mewar with the Mughal Emperor Babur. This is the first ruler, Rana Sanga, also called the Sangram Singh. Rana Sanga versus Babur, the founder of Mughal Empire. And the second is relationship during the ruler of Mewar, Maharana Pratap. Maharana Pratap versus Mughal Emperor Akbar. And the second or the third aspect of the relationship, finally, Rana Amar Singh, legal heir or son of Maharana Pratap. So we can trace the relationship of Mewar state with their contemporary rulers, the Rana Amar Singh with the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. Okay. So simply that the reigning period of Rana Sanga in the Mewar state is 1508 1528. Okay, so this is the reigning period of Maharana Sanga, and the Maharana Pratap during 1572 1597 and Rana Amar Singh later on. So through the map of Rajasthan, we can make the relationship more scientific, and it will be valuable for understanding the relationship, because different geographical sites, treaty sites, we can locate on the map of Rajasthan. And you know, the geographical territory of Mewar state, those are the outside of the Rajasthan or are preparing for the competitive exams for the Rajasthan state, then they first must understand what was the geographical position of Mewar state. You know, now the Mewar is represented by the Udaipur district, but that time the Mewar state includes geographical territory of Udaipur district, the Raisamand district, Pratapgarh district, and most of the Chittor. So this was the geographical territory of the Mewar state, and you can say this was the southernmost part of the Rajasthan. The ruler of Rana Sanga was the first Mewar emperor who maintained the relationship with Mughal emperor Babur. Babur, you know, the founder of Mughal empire in India 1526. So then through the map of Rajasthan, you can understand how the Babur established Mughal empire in India. Babur basically arrived from the Fargana state, now in Afghanistan, and this was the geographical position of Babur, and Babur arrived from this region into India, and finally Babur in 1526 defeated Ibrahim Lodi, the last ruler of Delhi Sultanate, in the battle of Panipat first. After getting the throne of Delhi, Babur now targeted the ruler of Mewar, Rana Sanga. So here this is the one of the most important question, why the Babur targeted Rana Sanga? Because before the arrival of Rana Sanga, the Babur realized that Rana Sanga was also imperialist or expansionist ruler, and before the arrival of Rana Sanga toward the Delhi, Babur acquired the geopolitical information about the India, and Babur also that time realized that Rana Sanga defeated Ibrahim Lodi twice in the Battle of Khatoli 1517 and Battle of Badi, Dholpur district in 1519. However, Rana Sanga could not succeed to replace Ibrahim Lodi. So, the Babur in his autobiography, the Baburnama, also called the Tujhke Baburi, it have literally mentioned how the Rana Sanga was trying to expanding his geographical area, and he has also mentioned how the Rana Sanga made contact with him, and also Rana Sanga invited Babur to attack over India. However, it may not be correct. Some contemporary historians have criticized this. So finally, Rana Sanga had to fight against Babur, and this fight was resulted into Battle of Khanwa. You know the Battle of Khanwa. Khanwa now is a place in Bharatpur district. So this is the battlefield of Khanwa now. Khanwa. The Battle of Khanwa took place 1527, and in this battle Babur defeated Rana Sanga, and now it is analyze how the Rana Sanga defeated by the Babur. So there is a relative studies. Babur first time brought gunpowder, cannons, and strategic planning in the battlefield, and the strategic planning which is called the Tulguma method, and definitely this war tactics was absolutely new for the Rana Sanga or the Indian ruler, and that's why it became the important factors for the victory of Babur. However, some officials or the local rulers defeated Rana Sanga like the Salehdi Tamar. Rana Sanga was badly injured in the Battle of Khanwa, and later on Rana Sanga was died at the Baswa place in the Dausa district, and finally his dead body was brought in the Mandalgarh, Bhilwara, where the funeral or the fire cremation was completed. So then this was a great Mewar ruler Rana Sanga. With the full strength, he tried to counter the expansion or strength of Babur. Unfortunately, Rana Sanga could not succeed against the Babur. After the death of Rana Sanga, what happened in the Mewar state? There was internal disturbances, court conspiracies in the Mewar state, and the widow of Rana Sanga, Karmavati, had two sons, Uday Singh and Vikramaditya. But at the same time, there was a rise of Banvir. Banvir, a son of a maid servant of the royal court. Banvir was a great ambitious and trying to acquire the throne of Mewar, and who murdered the Uday Singh, and with the help of some leaders and the Sardars of Mewar state, finally Vikramaditya became the next ruler, and for some time Banvir replaced him, and Banvir ruled around 1 year over the Mewar state. When the Queen Karmavati was administering the Mewar state with the name of his son Vikramaditya, during the 1535, this was the ruler of Gujarat, Bahadur Shah, who was also trying to take political mileage and who intervened into the internal matters of the Mewar state, and that time Queen Karmavati sought help from the Humayun. Humayun was the next Mughal emperor, son of Babur, and it is said being a Muslim emperor and who was interested to help Queen Karmavati, and with the help of Mughal forces, the Mewar state acquired the Chittorgarh fort from the Bahadur Shah in 1535. Humayun was replaced by his son Akbar, and this was the crucial time for the Mewar state for maintaining their relationship with the Mughal Empire. And now this was the time of Maharana Pratap, and Mughal Emperor Akbar was contemporary to Maharana Pratap. However, before the Maharana Pratap, his father Maharana Uday Singh never surrendered before Akbar, and finally Akbar defeated Maharana Uday Singh in 1567-68, the Battle of Chittor, also called the Battle of Mewar, and in this battle, two Rajput soldiers, Jaimal and Fatta, sacrificed their life, and also called the Lok Devta or the local deity of Rajasthan, Kallaji, helped to the Jaimal and Fatta, but finally Akbar got the victory. After death of Uday Singh, now Maharana Pratap started rule over the Mewar, and this was definitely a golden period for the Mewar state for the point of view of politics and the administration. Maharana Pratap absolutely refused to surrender or to make any kinds of effort of subordination with the Mughal Emperor Akbar. However, Akbar tried to convince or make Maharana Pratap as his subordinate. Akbar sent the 4 diplomatic mission to convincing the Maharana Pratap. The first diplomatic mission was led by the Jalal Khan. Second diplomatic mission under the Man Singh, the commander of Mughal army or the ruler of Amir states, and the third diplomatic mission under the leadership of Bhagwan Das, the father of Man Singh, and the last diplomatic mission was sent by Akbar under the Todarmal, his finance minister. However, all the 4 diplomatic missions failed to convince Maharana Pratap, and finally it was resulted into the Battle of Haldighati. Haldighati is a large battlefield. Now we can trace this battlefield between the geographical area of Udaipur district and Rajsamand. So this is the important battlefield Haldighati, and the date of this battle is the 1576. What was the tactical position before the battlefields? On the one hand, Maharana Pratap was leading the Mewar army. However, Hakim Khan Sur was his army commander, and there was an alliance of Rajput rulers. They were supporting Maharana Pratap from the different sides. On the other hand, this was the Mughal Emperor Akbar, and the Mughal army was led by the Man Singh, and there was the different local rulers along with the Mughal army. The battle took place in the Haldighati 1576. Finally, there was no defeat of Maharana Pratap, but after some time Maharana Pratap migrated from the battlefield, and who escaped his life, and as a wandering rulers who migrated from one place to the another place. Mughal army tried to make Maharana Pratap as a prisoner, and Maharana Pratap defeated the Mughal army in 1582, the Battle of Divir, and this battle is called by the Colonel James Todd as the Battle of Marathon or the Marathon of the Mewar. So finally, there are some comment over the Battle of Haldighati. According to the Colonel James Todd, so Colonel James Todd had been a political agent of the Mewar states and who did important work for the history of Mewar and overall the history of the Rajasthan. So the statement and comment of the Colonel James Todd definitely the more significant. Abul Fazl, the courtier of Akbar, and who wrote the Akbarnama and who have mentioned the battle of Haldigati as this was the battle of Khamnor. So Khamnor now a geographical region and the hilly area. And Badaयूं also was a Persian scholar during the Akbar, and who have called the battle of Haldigati as the battle of Gogunda. So finally, Maharaja Pratap did not accept the subordination of Akbar, and Maharaja Pratap made the Chaband as his capital after the 1585. However, the Mughal forces acquired the most of geographical region of the Mewar state, and Man Singh then started rule over the major part of the Mewar states. After the Maharaja Pratap, his son Amar Singh became the next ruler. Or then, after the death of Mughal Emperor Akbar, 1605, so then Jahangir again tried to peacefully convincing the Amar Singh, the successor of Maharaja Pratap, and that time from the both sides diplomatic efforts were started, and finally Amar Singh made a treaty with the Jahangir, and it is called the Mughal Mewar Treaty 1615. And the Mughal Mewar Treaty was the historically in the relationship of the two states, because through the treaty, first time Mewar state accepted the Mughal domination and the subordination. However, it was conditional. There was no requirement of the physically presence of the Mewar ruler in the Mughal emperor's court, as it was compulsory for the rulers of the Amir state. After the Rana Amar Singh, this was the Karn Singh, the next ruler of the Mewar. During the Karn Singh, when Jahangir was replaced by his son Shahjahan, so then Shahjahan, during his father Jahangir, did revolt in 1622, and after the revolt, Jahangir ordered to make prisoner the Shahjahan, also called the Khurram. So then Shahjahan escaped himself and got shelter in the Mewar state. At that time, ruler Karn Singh provides shelter in the Jag Mandir within the Pichola lake, and where Shahjahan, also called the Khurram, make the important declaration when Shahjahan became the next Mughal emperor, then who committed his promises made with the Mewar states, and who issued some amount for the construction of some buildings. After the Karn Singh, there were the so many rulers. When the Shahjahan was succeeded by his son Aurangzeb, so Aurangzeb was the radical or fundamental Mughal emperor, and Aurangzeb also tried to establish the Mughal dominance over the Mewar state, and that time this was the Raj Singh and Jai Singh. The first Raj Singh was the ruler of Mewar. During the Raj Singh, the time of the Raj Singh was the 1650 to 1680. Raj Singh absolutely opposed the religious fundamentalism of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb imposed jizya tax again over the Hindus in 1679, and this was strongly opposed by the Raj Singh. And also Raj Singh refused to accept so many terms and conditions of Aurangzeb. When Aurangzeb ordered to demolish the Hindu temples in Mathura Vrindavan region, that time some Brahman priest or the Gosai people brought the statue of Srinathji, a form of Lord Krishna, and Raj Singh provided a place and complete assistance for the followers of Lord Krishna, and this statue was placed in the Raisamand district, and later on the place was became as the important pilgrimage at the Srinathji now in Raisamand district. So the tenure of Raj Singh was very important and he never surrendered before the Aurangzeb. And during the Raj Singh, the Raisamand lake was built and the Raj Singh ordered to inscribe the lake inscriptions on the walls of Raisamand lake, and the inscriptions was written by the Ranchod Bhatt, and sometime it is called it is the largest archaeological inscription, the lake inscription on the Nochauki Pahal. Raj Singh was succeeded by the Jai Singh, and Jai Singh became the next ruler of Mewar in 1680 to 1689.